Right, I'm going to sound sync this up to 216. I believe there's an inspector gone inside. And Mikey P has gone in to have a word with him.
Where did you go?
Get a coffee. Inspector, I don't want to pester you. Can I not call you Inspector because I don't work for you? Okay, have you got a first name?
Yeah, Nick.
Mikey.
This is my neck of the woods. Behind you is an inspector.
Well, obviously, our belief is...
Oh yeah, you're right.
People get indoctrinated up to your position because you're easily manipulated and they mistrain you in the law. It's not your fault. But if I ask you a simple question, is legislation law, what would you say?
Is legislation law?
Yeah. You try and harm one person here, I'll defend them people. Do you understand that?
Liverpool the other day. Shocking.
Terrible.
Unlawfully trying to take a property. You know you're all acting unlawfully. Hey, you fucking criminals. Go ahead, you criminals. Hey, go ahead, hide your face.
Get all the numbers for the
people. Hide in their faces like the cowards they are. Are you acting as a bailiff right now?
I'm still in public.
Are you acting as a bailiff right now? Yes or no question. It's not rocket science, is it, pal?
I think he will be at 10:45. I think that's when he becomes a bailiff.
As a simple inspector, Mark, that's responsible for North West Sheffield Neighbourhood Policing team.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Well, I don't know. Could we arrange a meeting to present some evidence to you?
Would a Freemason have all that influence to turn up with armed police, riot shields?
Of course you would, yeah.
We need decent police, but what we need to do is remove the corruption out of the police, because the people are losing support of the police.
And it's a valid concern.
And we're part of Rapid Response, and our message is hundreds of thousands stating that the police are disgusting, they need to be removed, they need to be put in prison.
All we need you guys to do is sidestep back into your oath of office as constables.
Send me that email.
Just double check that, mate, is that right? Sheffield Northwest at yorkshire.police.uk.
Looks good to me.
Thank you.
Cheers, boss.
Thank you.
Nick, I genuinely appreciate your time, man.
Bye-bye.
Interesting conversation.
Yeah, that was quite good. He looked a bit horrified, really. But he said now we can email him with the evidence, and you know, he did state that they'd start looking into it. But this is the thing to the lady over there, you're in a different area. As soon as you start talking about corrupt police, and we don't label you all the same, but there are some, oh, that's the end of the conversation.
June 5th, 2024. Two bailiffs turn up early in a car. It's a cul-de-sac. The only way out is past me. Mr. Cardinal! Mr. Cardinal!
Is that his name?
Yeah, the bailiff.
Oh, you know him, do you?
I do now. Oh, it's just started raining, Mr. Cardinal. I'm here to observe what's happening today. You've left a man behind. You're on your own. What time is it?
A bit early, yeah.
Yeah, you need to go back to your car, or unless you're coming for a recce.
34, you're far too early yet, mate.
10 minutes early.
You got 10 minutes to go. I'll nip down to the shop and go and fetch the others.
This is just a brief visit. I think he's doing a recce. He's 10 minutes early.
Hello. Don't put your son for Paris, is it? Very well, sir.
So could you read it out for the viewers?
Have you come and checked it?
Mr. Cardinal, could you just read it out for the viewers?
Oh, well, that yours. Because I was going to come to that now.
I won't interrupt him, he's busy.
I think they're regrouping.
Right, so what's happened is the bailiff's turned up 10 minutes early. There's another bailiff in a car around the corner. It's just started to rain, which is a shame, but never mind, the camera's waterproof. I think he's going to get his raincoat. Yep, it's raining. It's rained off, I think. I think it's rained off. It's rained off. The Black Burrelli man. JFK. Yeah, I am aware the police can actually help you in this situation, but only as an observation for breaches of the peace. Is your understanding any different to that? I do remember you from one of the other evictions that you quoted section 10, and you was a bit frustrated that the police didn't help you.
The bailiff?
Yes, yes.
All right, I'll tell you now, there'll be no peaceful entry. We will defend this property up to and including death. President set from Photio versus Regina. That's me. I'm now going to show you direct paperwork from the CPS as to your duties and obligations. You don't need
You've
to.
just been reading the
I'll read it
notice.
for you, mate.
That's
you
a
look
lie.
like a fucking idiot. I
You
didn't
just
think
been
you'd
reading
be able
that
to read.
notice.
No, I looked so nice.
No, you're telling a lie.
Right. Direct from the CPS. When bailiffs cannot enter the property by force, for example, pushing past you. Do you understand that? You try and harm one person here, I'll defend them people. Do you understand that? Right. If there's any children under 16 or vulnerable people, yeah, there's vulnerable people inside that house. We're here to defend them. Do you understand that? What's your name?
Mr. Carnal.
Where's your ID? Where's your ID? Where's your ID? Where's your ID?
I only showed the person.
I'm a representative. I'm a representative.
Have you got legal paperwork, Sean?
I don't need legal paperwork. I'm outside the UK, mate. I've got paperwork right here, mate.
I can't show you my ID because you're not a party.
You're in the public.
You're not a party.
You're in the fucking public. Show me your ID or fuck off.
I fell on a Sunday. I can stand it.
Well, you start. Yeah, but you're acting as a bailiff right now, yeah?
I'm stood here.
Are you acting as a bailiff right now?
Stood here.
Are you acting as a bailiff right now? Are you acting as a bailiff right now?
I'm stood in public.
Are you acting as a bailiff right now? Yes or no question. It's not rocket science, is it, pal?
I think he will be at 10:45. I think that's when he becomes a bailiff.
No worries, mate.
At the moment, he's a member of the public.
Let's just get that on the camera there. Look, this is what I've shown him. The reasons bailiffs cannot enter. If you just screenshot that and get that in the video. This is direct from the Crown Prosecution Service from Photio versus Regina.
I just want to say, I'm quite shocked at the words you used today. Are they lawful and legal?
They're lawful and legal. Justice Everett at my property at 12 the roadside when they made me homeless and lost all my equipment and remanded me. I told them then there'll be no peaceful entry. I will defend the property up to and including death, and we will use weapons if need be because I'm disabled. Justice Everett agreed. I didn't make any threats. I told them if they come over there, that's what's going to happen. Because of he also agreed at the point they know there's no peaceful entry, as per their rules, they've got to fuck off.
This bailiff behind you claims not to be able to read.
Well, that's all right. Well, I just told him what it is so he can use his mind, can't he?
So he can hear.
Yeah, he can hear okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm quite shocked at what I've just heard, I'll be honest with you. I've never heard anything like that in my life. Have you heard that before? I'd say that's no comment. Black Umbrella Man there, the first one.
Yeah.
That's the bailiff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's just come.
Oh, yes, I know him, yeah. You and him's had quite a few interactions, haven't you, Mark? Hey,
Oh.
you've had
Only
quite a
nice
few,
ones.
haven't
I must admit, what I've heard today is a bit shocking.
you? Is he the one that says, stop following me? Sorry, that's all, mate. Nice to see you again.
He can't read, by the way. He can't read.
Oh, right.
He just made a public declaration. He can't read. But he's read that sign on the wall.
All right.
We've got an issue though, because now at any time in the stand, if he ever turns around and tries to make a statement under law, we can't believe him, because in equity, your word is your bond, and he's just proved he's a fucking liar.
Exactly.
So we can never believe a word comes out his mouth.
I don't believe him. So, as a thinking strategic man, you look like you got a plan today. Hence, your silence and your smile. You know what's coming. Have the police been informed already? Have you already colluded with the police?
There's been no threats here today. We're just telling you we're defending the property, and there will be no peaceful entry. I've shown you from the Crown Prosecution Service what your rules are. If you choose to step outside your oath of office, be it on your shoulders, pal.
Is that a walking stick or a toothpick?
Toothpick, mate. I've got a little miss in my front tooth.
You've got a big mouth. Right, so what we have here, around the corner, we have the front of the property as well. And, oh, another Black Umbrella Man.
Oh, good evening.
Just bear with me a second. Hang on. Around the corner, there's a Black Umbrella Man. And he's the bailiff. He's claimed...
Don't put his hand for that read, is it?
There you are, sir.
Direct paperwork from the CPS as to your duties and obligations.
He did say he couldn't read. Now then, today, as soon as he arrived, it started raining, didn't it?
It did, yes. He also stood at that back gate reading one of these notices. So, about he can't read, I think he's fibbing there.
He can't be a bailiff and not be able to read. How's he going to know what's written on the warrant, like a name, for instance?
Well, correct. This is it. They're all lying, aren't they? We know how fraudulent they are, how bent they are. You know, it's. But this is how they play the game. So you know, we'll play along.
Sheffield Combined Courts.
Is it
Why are you
Dave?
here?
Why are we here? It's a good question. We just need to consolidate what's happened today. So what's happened today, I've presented a documentation directly for my case. So I'll just cover it again. 12 the roadside on the 1st of December 2022. 15 police support 8 bailiffs. They smashed all my back windows after I told them there'll be no peaceful entry. I'm willing to protect the property up to and including death and use weapons if I feel the need, because I'm a bit skew-if. And on that note, that was my offer. My offer. They considered it, and then they penetrated the wall with the support of the police. And then they come around and smashed all the windows, and yeah, that was that. So what's happened at the end of that? They fucked off. Sorry, they disappeared. I do swear a lot on them. I do apologise.
Can I ask you a question before
Yeah, please do.
You do swear quite a lot.
I know.
Do you suffer from Tourette's?
I identify as Tourette's. The reality is, believe it or not, I'm quite a spiritual sausage, and these are one of my signals to myself. When I sit down and meditate and go within and find the silence, I slow down, and that includes swearing. Me swearing is actually one of my signals to myself that I'm in a bit of unbalance and that I need to sit back down and find the silence for a little while. So that's one of my things. I'm not really sorry if I offend anybody, because that's a you problem. For me to get offended, if I'm offended by something or upset by someone, I can't blame anybody else but me, because it means I've got work to do on my window of tolerance. There's only two things we've got control of, and that's the knowledge we share and what we do with the physical body. So should I swear? Probably not. If someone's offended, does that make me a bad person? No, it means that person needs to go and do work on themselves. Again, if I do offend you, I do apologise. It's just I'm raw. This is just me. Whether you meet me here, fucking at my house, in my caravan, wherever you meet me, this is me. So you're not going to get some bullshit mask. So I'm just raw. So if that offends you...
He's not insured to be using ladders.
I'm sure
to
he
gain
is.
entry.
No, he won't be.
What? Has
well,
he,
it's
has
not
he
the
got a
definitely
warrant?
not.
Has he got a warrant?
He's working on the one that the bailiffs got him.
The fraudulent one! The fraudulent one! It's fraudulent!
A fraudulent instrument. You're a baddie. Yeah.
But like, you know,
It's true. But what? If there was more of us, we'd arrest you. But there's not enough of us. But wait until the time comes. You're getting arrested.
I'd advise you not to.
No. If we've got the proof and the evidence, we will arrest you. Trust me. Trust me, we will come and arrest you. Yeah, especially negotiating fraudulent instruments.
Family of them, this is what your family gets up.
7525.
I ain't squad for a civil matter. Are you a joke? Yeah, and the Bailiffs Corporation, and use it in joint criminal enterprise to procure the theft of an old lady's house. This is a civil matter. You shouldn't even be in here. Hey, you only deal with criminal matters.
He's took the copper in the next room, the little shithead, didn't know anything. Give him a grilling, basically told him he's unlawfully arrested me. Now he'll be on a disciplinary, and they've let me out without charge, and I've got the video camera in the court, in the police station.
Assisting the bailiffs, George.
Where are the bailiffs?
They're assisting the bailiffs. 606.
Nice to film the bailiff.
The bailiffs, yeah.
The police bailiff with ladders. These have come now, and the cop has said that they've got a warrant, but it's not been signed yet. So therefore, it's not been in front of a judge. So they're in the middle of criminal activity, aggravated trespass, burglary, assault and battery, terrorism and trafficking, all without a warrant being signed yet.
She doesn't want to leave.
Hey, you coward!
Okay, people have got the police assistant bailiffs here now on a civil matter.
Is she willingly coming out? Is she willingly coming out?
Have you put her in a wheelchair? I've got it. She put me downstairs with me. My legs, I'm dragging my legs, and my sort of wrist and everything.
What officer is this? Do you remember which one it was?
Just the bailiff.
The bailiffs.
Bailiffs have done it.
The bailiffs have done it. Dragged her down the stairs.
Scumbag bailiffs waiting there. Don't fucking touch me, lad. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Yeah, don't you? Yeah, don't you? Go on, push me, lad. Go on, push me.
So you're assisting a criminal? No, we're not. He's a criminal. He's a criminal.
You push it. Legally push it. Part of the legally push it.
Oh, that's so useless. No, it's not. You're assisting a known criminal. You're assisting a known criminal. No, he's under arrest. He's under arrest. No, he's under arrest. He's under arrest.
Listening, I said, get out of the way. Stand where you like.
That's a pavement ticket. What's your name? What's your name? Because you're getting a complaint. You've just been
you're assisting a known offender.
Actually, this officer here lies. He lies. He lies on this bully here. Don't worry about it. You stop running into me. If you want to go for it, we'll go down the corner with your uniform. No, you need to calm down.
Yes, Steve, been a busy day today, mate. What's the next step?
Well, the next step is we're going to have to go down to the courts and file all our evidence in now, all the video evidence, all the fraudulent documentation. Yeah, and start getting these police arrested and the bailiffs because they're all aiding and abetting. It's a civil matter. They brought ladders. The police have brought ladders to assist the bailiffs. They brought the riot squad in. It's a civil matter. How can they bring riot squads in on a civil matter? These shouldn't even be here.
That property was hers, you know, it was in the settlement of the divorce. They must have thought she was Superwoman and they were frightened to death on her. You know, it's what other explanation is they? To turn up, you know, armed, riot shields, the whole lot, for to evict a single disabled lady out of her property that is paid for, and it's all been settled, but because her other half's Freemason, he's abusing his power.
Well, those allegations of Freemasonry I've heard before as well. So, yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Would a Freemason have all that influence to turn up with armed police, riot shields?
Well, of course he would, yeah. Of course he would, yeah.
Well, that's an interesting point.
You know, it is.
Let me just have a look at the notice.
Some news out when we left on.
Now, the reason I wear a berry, which everyone likes to give me shit for, thinking I'm a Walter Mitty, is because of when I sign my oath, the bit about the monarchy, they can suck me hairy balls. But I promise the people I'll defend their freedoms. So whether I like it or not, I'm contracted to the people to fight for the freedoms. So that's what I'm doing. And we've got to do this no matter what. I'm unfortunately a truther that I generally stand in my truth. I'm about as black and white as you get, and I'm just me. And this causes me a lot of shit. But there's only one truth. We're either in it or we're not. So I'm not about the convenient truth. I'm about putting my head into the fucking storm and going through it and coming out the other side with a lot of lessons learned. Fuck this pussyfooting about, guys. The bison does this. We can dance around the storm and take 5 days to get to the destination, or we can just buckle up, get our head down, and go and feel that pain. Once you felt that pain, you ain't going there again. This is where strength comes from.
So while we're here, I'm going to go into the police station, and what we're going to do now is report this in another area about what happened in Liverpool yesterday.
On the 4th of June, 2024.
That's it, yeah. So I ended up, I think I broke a little bone or fractured a little bone. I've got to go tonight. I've had the baby, so, but yeah, I'm in absolute agony. So the police officers kicked me foot from under me and I've gone flying and I've hit me, I've got a bruise here.
They threw you into a van, didn't they?
Yeah, he tripped me, he's took me foot, so I was handcuffed behind, he's swiped me feet and I've fallen straight into the van.
Look at this, people. The state have sent men with guns to kick out a vulnerable lady. Literally, men with guns.
We're here for CBRN, that's all we're here for.
You're a man with a gun to enforce a lady being kicked out of her house unlawfully. I won't listen, no I don't. You're a man with a gun.
Yep, and you're fuck all without a gun, lads.
You don't know.
Look at the milky bag is here, making an unlawful arrest.
Phil, and get yourself in even more shit that you're in now.
Phil.
Hey?
Here's the milky bag.
Yeah, we just pop him in the van.
Yeah.
No, let's
go in the van for now then, yeah. Don't sit in the carrier for a bit.
He's very peaceful. Can you stop dragging him round everywhere? Look at the state of his wrist, by the way. Look what you've done to his wrists. Bleeding on both wrists. Bleeding on both wrists. Can you unloosen his cuffs, please? You're going to need to take him to hospital, aren't you?
Shut up, you fucking helmet. So at the moment, you're under arrest on suspicion of... Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. You're a fucking mug. I'm obstructing. You're an absolute fucking mug. Alright, so you do have to say anything very hard offensive deal, which is question solution. It's on the court. Anything you say may give it a You've just done it now. Get in there.
Oh, look at this, people. Unnecessary force. What are you doing? This is out of order, this. What's your number, mate?
It's on there.
5108. And what station are you from?
Dunno, speak.
You're from Speak Station, are you? You're a disgrace. You'll be all over the internet today.
Oh, fantastic.
What's the complaints going against you?
Was there any need for that?
No, there wasn't. You're a brute, aren't you? You're a state brute. That was out of order. You're an absolute disgrace. Go home and rethink your job, lad. You need to stand down. Your assistance is not needed here, is it? What are you going to do with that gun? But why are you here with a gun? To intimidate. To intimidate. That's what the state does.
Briefly then, before you go into the police station, they got you to the police station, arrested.
Yeah.
Just what happened at that point?
So I've recorded it all, so what I'll do is I'll give you a copy of it. What they've done is they took me in. I made them aware that I'm within a trust. The police officers didn't take my phone off me, so what they've done is they left me with my phone. I was able to contact my 2 trustees. They informed me that what they need now to progress this further, they either drop it or they need a verified criminal complaint. They realised they didn't have that because the police have done me for a public order offence, breach of the peace on private property that I was invited to after a distress call to rapid response from Linda. So I was lawfully had the right to be there. They didn't, and they were there trying to force an illegal warrant that was nowhere near peaceful. That was the worst case that I've been to. That's probably worse than all of the cases we've done in the past couple of months, all rolled into one.
Liverpool police seem to have colluded on that job.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was a civil matter.
Yeah.
We're just going to try and get in the court now. I want to try and have a sit-down meeting with the court manager, present her the argument. Because what I told the gentleman today, that if I see their faces again, this is now with the law presented in front of them. If they now come to the property, it is only to cause harm, and they will be dealt with accordingly.
When you got to the sergeant's desk, did he mention anything about the police officer's arrest?
Yeah, so he's put me in the room and he's questioned the officer, why was he arrested? He's said the public order offence, blah, blah, blah. I've said I'm recording, that was on private property, it's not a public order offence. He's wheeled over, I've stated that I'm in trust. In 9 minutes my fee schedule will start, so you need to make a decision. The trustees want to verify criminal complaints, which they couldn't provide. I said, this idiot can't give it you, and the Milky Bar kid can't give it you. So they were stumped. He's wheeled over to another more senior officer. He's just said to him, listen, you need to get him out of here, and they couldn't get me out quick enough.
Right, so I'm assuming you can't get into this police station quick enough to report that crime.
No, that's it, yeah, and being outside, let them have a look at it and see what they think, innit? Nice one.
There's no correct warrants going around. This has not been dealt with by the judiciary system. It's been dealt with by Her Majesty's bullshit courts, which are not lawful courts. They're private courts in private venues, and they're not there for the people. And it's a complete dupe.
All right, I'll leave you to it then, thanks.
No worries, man. Much love, peace out, stay in the light. Oh.
Can I take that before you get arrested? I'll not get the evidence back. Oh, yeah. What appears to be happening, there seems to be an incident going on inside the court. The bailiffs are making references to certain things.
I ain't got a lot of clue what's going off, but I think he's serving papers, Mickey, and Phil's going in with him.
They've just stopped Phil because they won't let him film inside, so he's got a little body camera on, and they're saying that he's allowed in, but he's not allowed to have his camera on. And Phil's just said that he'd like the camera on, and security obviously aren't going to let you film inside. So I think it's pretty standard. They're doing what they're told.
I'll just write it off for you. Criminal Justice Act 1925, Section 41. They do say that you can't record a certain kind of people. And there's 4 kind of people identified. And it's my understanding that's controversial, but they'll use that against anybody recording in court if they capture one of those identifiable people, which is mentioned, in my opinion. And that's not legal advice. I don't know where I got all that from. It just struck in the head. Right, so you've just come back out of the court. What happened?
To be fair, kudos to the staff. Although they're retarded in the fact that they won't take your phone off you, but they'll take your recording devices off you. Brain can't compute this. But that was all right about it. So we let them take our little cameras, and then other things happened anyway. So that was that, but that was all right about it. So the staff were all right. We've got him. We've gone up to speak to the manager. They've got as a manager Sophie Dixon, who's the manager of the Bailiff bollocks. So we tried to express this about all of this. And she doesn't want to know. She's refused to take a copy of the paperwork, saying I've got to email it in. Then they disappeared and everything else, and they're taking a bit too long for my comfort. So they're kind of refusing acknowledgement. But what we've now got on the record, and there will be proof of this later, trust me, is now that she's been told that if they're sending bailiffs round, then they need to be telling them that it's peaceful entry only. And if they're not doing that, they're setting them up for a great fall. Because what we lined up today is something beautiful. If those bailiffs turn up, they know what they're going to get. Because they're there knowing that there's going to be resistance. So they know it's not going to be a peaceful entry. So they're now preempting this. So if they start turning up with more numbers, they're there to cause harm. There's no grey area.
You've just been inside, haven't you?
Yeah.
What's happened?
So I tried to get them to take the report about my arrest in Liverpool yesterday. They said they can take the report, but it'll only get passed to Liverpool. So I explained, well, this is why 89% of the crimes go unanswered with the Liverpool police. At that point, she put the blind down and said, you know, we can't go any further. So this is the thing, they get very offensive. You know, even when you're referring to other police committing crimes, they just seem like you're just saying it to them, that they're the ones committing the crimes. And like I tried to explain, we don't label all the police the same. We found good police, and we know there's rogue ones that are standing outside their oath of office.
In all the time that I've been documenting these, in over a year now, they're obviously getting more and more involved, more people getting aware of them. I've never heard words expressed like you expressed today.
I will defend the property up to including death, and we will use weapons if need be because I'm disabled. Justice Everett agreed. I didn't make any threats. I told him if they come over there, that's what's going to happen. Because he also agreed at the point they know there's no peaceful entry, as per their rules, they've got to fuck off. The reason I express the words like that is it's a language that I understand, and so with most normal people. So I need to be abundantly clear. I haven't threatened anyone today. I've used the exact same words as I used at 12 the roadside, that we will defend the property, we will defend it up to and including death, and if we feel the need, certainly as a disabled veteran, we'll use weapons if need be. That was confirmed by the HHJ Everett, who's also the county recorder, and the Deputy Lord Lieutenant over in Cheshire, that there was no threats made. If you think about it, it was an offer to contract. They chose with their minds to come over the wall, which means they engaged. So there was no threat made. Consider it an offer like a contract. I made the offer. They're over 18, so they should be a sale mental capacity. They consider the offer, and then their actions created the contract. No difference to going and parking in the parking spot that says it'll cost you a £5. So by them climbing over the wall, they're accepting whatever's coming their way.
You can't even come to an outside force and report it. But she said, okay, we'll take your details. Well, it's illegal to use a legal name. That is in trust, that's private property. So I can't use that name. I've got no authority to use that name. As I said, it's in trust. So we're literally getting nowhere.
The bailiff came twice. Once with his body cam, then he went away, and he came back without his body cam.
I didn't actually spot the body cam. He's asked me to have a word off camera, which I was okay about. He was quite a nice guy, to be fair. The penny dropped with him when I showed him the paperwork, and he suddenly realised, fuck. And you can see the penny drop on that. So he's asked me to contact the county court to let them know, because otherwise he's getting set up every time. So now it's up to her. So if Sophie chooses with her mind to send these guys out and doesn't tell them peaceful entry only, she's complicit. If the bailiff turns up now, with the knowledge I've now chose to share from my mind, he will now be complicit, and he'll be choosing with his mind to come and cause harm. Because I told him, if you turn up again, the assumption is you're here to cause harm. So just don't turn up, and it removes that assumption. Because it's a funny old thing that no one can get inside my mind to tell me how scared I am. And self-defense is very subjective. So no one can tell within my head how scared I am. I'm a veteran. I've got PTSD from the last 2 years from being persecuted by the police. So I literally get a physical reaction when I see the police. They've created this, and bailiffs. So they've created this, and they're only ever going to push me into fight or flight mode. So I'll let you do the maths on that. At the end of the day, it's not a subjective choice. It's a duty obligation that I swore to protect the freedoms of the country. So every veteran out there joined to do the good. I didn't realise that I was working for the enemy. Now I realise that, it's up to me to make the adjustments, and it's as simple as that. Because what we all forget to do is be responsible for everything, and that's how we react. That's you know, swearing. I need to take ownership of that, really. Not about offending people, but again, it's the ultimate responsibility. How deep down the rabbit hole you want to go, whether it's a spiritual or whatever else, it's the ultimate responsibility. You go and stand in front of a car, or you get run over, you put yourself there. that shit relationship, you put yourself in it. Let's stop trying to look and blame everyone else. Put on our big boy pants and our big girl knickers. You want to be sovereign, fucking act sovereign. Acting sovereign is not getting someone to rescue you, all right? So people out there who are relying on these templates and relying on getting rescued, right, your life will be so much easier. My brother's dead, right? He hung himself last year because he took on all these battles, but he remained ignorant. So the fear killed him. All right, and this is what's happened, guys. That's the worst case end of it. Ignorance will kill you. Remove the ignorance, understand your rights, and then you're going to realise you don't need a template. Because if you've got the knowledge, in equity, it's the intent over form. So whatever your hand's scribbling on that letter, it's the intent over form. And they know the intent. It hasn't got to be perfect, guys. Nothing is perfect. If you're chasing perfect, you're in for a fucking miserable life because it doesn't exist. Because my perception of perfect is different to yours.
Right, I'm going to sync this up to 2 and 6. I believe there's an inspector gone inside. And Mikey P has gone in to have a word with him.
Where did you go?
Get a coffee. Inspector, I don't want to pester you. Can I not call you Inspector because I don't work for you? Okay, have you got a first name?
Yeah, Nick.
Mikey.
Hello, Mikey.
Quick chat. I want to show some paperwork. What we've done today, we've been down and stood down Bailiffs again. We've got a bit of an issue happening. This is a bit of misinformation going through the police. The police keep assisting in civil matters. They're using warrants that aren't from the justice of the peace. They're from the lower courts, which are fraudulent. There's no wetting signature, and you can only.
Are you going anywhere next 5 minutes?
Why?
Just want to get something to eat.
I'll get you something to eat. I'll treat you.
No, you won't. And I'll come outside literally in 2 minutes.
I'll tell you what. Let me buy you a cake because I want you to know there's no animosity here.
No, because you put me in an awkward position, and I know you're doing the best with best intentions, but I can't do it.
Well, I don't. That's not what I intend to do. Put you in a position.
I know. But can you get this? Just let me get this. I'll come out and see you, mate.
Has someone just robbed my coffee?
No.
Can I report a crime? Where's my coffee just gone that I had in my hand? Did I bring it in with me?
Just coffee, love.
Oh, you monkey. You've seen that. You've got a witness here. Look.
I'll be out in a minute, mate.
No, I appreciate that, mate.
Coffee while we're here.
He's just going to get his lunch and come and chat with me.
So I just want to say to you, this is my neck of the woods. Behind you is an inspector.
Well, obviously, our belief is...
Oh yeah, you're right.
People get indoctrinated up to your position because you're easily manipulated and they mistrain you in the law. It's not your fault. But if I ask you a simple question, is legislation law, what would you say?
Is legislation law?
Yeah.
My answer, Mark, would be yes, it is.
See, well, mine would say, wouldn't it? Legislation is the UK private jurisdictional law.
Right.
Although I use the word law, and then you've got the actual law, which is the common law.
Right.
So the UK stuff, it requires consent. So what happens with the full caps name? By presumption, you're assuming that we're the dead entity, which only exists on a piece of paper in capitals, and that's the difference on styles.
Right.
Because in styles, capitals means it's a corporation, and this is where it comes, because we're going into these places, and we're, by presumption, an agent of the Crown, because the birth certificate belongs to the Crown. The surname in capitals actually belongs to the Crown, not us. So by operating under the surname in capitals, we're committing fraud unless we've got in writing from the Crown to operate using that. So
it sounds like what you're saying is that your issue is with legislation.
No, my issue is simple. My issue is simple. Even in your rules under legislation, they're not following it.
Right.
They're not doing peaceful entry. On my case, it was judged.
What, the bailiffs?
Yeah, what happened? Both. The police are supporting the bailiffs. So in my case, to start the interaction on the 12th of the 1st, 2022, I told them there'll be no peaceful entry. I will use weapons. I will defend the property up to and including death, and I will use weapons. Right. And this was judged by HHJ Everett that I didn't threaten anybody because that was an offer to contract. Yeah. By then coming over the curtilage, they've accepted what's coming because of this implied right of access, so that not even the king can enter, because that means it's a private jurisdiction.
Right.
Yeah, and when that's on there, you've got the same jurisdiction as the postman unless it stipulates otherwise, which is what the private property and implied right of access is. Although we get confused with waters and islands, it's just a jurisdiction. The UK is a jurisdiction within the islands of England, Scotland and everything else. It's a corporation.
As a simple inspector, Mark, that's responsible for North West Sheffield Neighbourhood Policing Team,
yeah.
How can I help you?
Well, I don't know. Could we arrange a meeting to present some evidence to you?
From what you're saying, this is not something I'm involved with. What you're talking about is training of police officers.
No, it's more than that. Yeah, I've got over 200 police need putting in jail.
Right. Okay.
I've got all the evidence.
So what I would suggest to you is, if you send a letter to the Chief Constable...
Oh, they don't deal with it.
They don't deal with it, mate. The only way we're going to be able to deal with it at the moment is we're going to have to go in with private criminal prosecutions against every individual copper we've dealt with.
And that's what I thought. If that's what you're being advised... Then
so basically, I've tried to report a crime here, what happened in Liverpool yesterday. Yeah. BANAMAN up there, he's local to the area, he come to Liverpool and actually filmed armed response forcing entry into a vulnerable old lady's property.
Right.
stating they were there to help the bailiffs, which is in breach of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015, section 26. Yeah. So I was advised to come to an outside police force to take the crime and then investigate it. But what they're saying is they're going to only pass. Just a friend said I went to an outside police station and they dealt with it.
No. The thing is, part of your job role is your number one thing is to use your mind and your due diligence over any orders. So if we come to you with a crime, it's up to you. In your laws, under legislation, if we report a crime to you and you refuse to take it, that opens up you liable in your personal capacity in legislation.
It's not that I'm refusing to take it, Mark. If this is a complaint against what's...
It's not, no, it's not a complaint.
Right.
No, a complaint is something you do at Tesco's.
So what?
This is criminal. It doesn't matter that they've got little pretty uniforms. They broke the fucking law.
Yeah.
They've caused harm.
But if you are saying that Merseyside Police have broken the law, the Merseyside Police have got a professional standards department.
No, mate. No, they bury it, mate. And you know as well as I do they bury it. Trust me on this. No. This is through first-hand experience.
Liverpool, 89% of crimes reported against the police go unanswered.
And there are mechanisms within Merseyside Police that you can address that with them, but that's not South Yorkshire Police.
Well, we're not getting anywhere. But what's happening still? But still in Yorkshire, we've attended properties where the bailiffs have forced entry and removed physically people.
Okay.
We've taken it back. The police have stated on video that they're there to assist the bailiffs.
See, bailiffs, as you know, is a civil.
Exactly.
Civil court.
So why are police getting up ladders trying to break windows and drag women downstairs?
If you've got details, sorry. So if you've got details of which officers have done that, and what
we've got everyone.
You send that through to our professional standards department, and they will investigate this complaint.
Right. Okay.
Nick,
brilliant. No, that'll be.
Nick, can I get your email?
I'd rather speak to you now. Just from the North West Neighbourhoods team.
Listen, all I'm going to do, kind of unofficially, every now and again I'm going to slip you the odd email here, just for you to observe with your mind and take you down a couple of rabbit holes to go look into. Would that be all right? Can I take down your...
Police need to be aware, because what people are more scared of is the police assisting the bailiffs, but it's a civil matter. But a warrant clearly states that it's peaceful entry. If I say no, I'm not leaving this property, they've got to go, and then they've got to go to the High Court for a writ.
And HHJ Everett confirmed that. The moment I said no peaceful entry, they should have done a 180.
Are they a solicitor's firm?
No. HHJ Everett, the county recorder, Lord Deputy Lieutenant, the highest judge in the area, that got brought into my case because I was forcing it all the way up into the Supreme Court to have the warrants investigated publicly. But they didn't want to do that because I was about to expose the whole system. Right. So instead of that, I've been persecuted for 2 years, keep getting banged up. They're just targeting me and him to silence.
They locked me up 2 months in Old Course Prison without an interview. No formal charge, nothing. That's kidnapping.
So you've got grounds for complaint, aren't you, Spill, like I say?
Yeah, and then yesterday I was thrown in handcuffs trying to defend the property, which is my lawful duty, and they've swiped me feet while I was handcuffed, and I've smacked my head on the bench of the van.
Oh well. In fact, if you send it through to the North West Neighbourhoods Policing website, that's going to be better, so forget that one.
I would rather go direct with you, sir.
I'd rather give you the North West one.
Come on, Nick.
Sheffield North West Neighbourhoods team.
I'll give both. I'll CC you in.
Sheffield.
I'll CC you in.
No, I don't want to give my name. I'll give you my team email one, which is a
email.
So it's Sheffield North West NW NPT.
Just no dots or nothing, no. Sheffield North West.
Yeah, at Yorkshire.
I'm a Yorkshireman, believe it or not, mate. Born in Otley.
.police.uk.
.police. Can I? How would you like? Because I want to. Like, obviously, you've got a public. You got your professional face.
No,
but how do you want me to address you on the email? Just out of politeness.
Well, I'm not that precious, honestly. You do it as well.
No worries. I just out of respect.
Respect is fine.
No, but this is the thing. But the decent police are. You know what I mean? Like we need decent police. But what we need to do is remove the corruption out of the police, because the people are losing support of the police.
And it's a valid concern.
And we're part of Rapid Response, and our message is hundreds of thousands stating that the police are disgusting. They need to be removed. They need to be put in prison.
All we need you guys to do is sidestep back into your oath of office as constables.
Send me that email,
just double check that, mate. Is that all right? Sheffield North West at yorkshire.police.uk.
Looks good to me.
Thank you. Cheers, boss. Nick, I genuinely appreciate your time, man.
Bye-bye.
Interesting conversation.
Yeah, that was quite good. He looked a bit horrified, really. But he said now we can email him with the evidence, and, you know, he did state that they'd start looking into it. But this is the thing to the lady over there, you're in a different area. As soon as you start talking about corrupt police, and we don't label you all the same, but there are some, oh, that's the end of the conversation. It's like, you know, you're not getting anywhere with them. So they refused to take it. They asked for me information. They were trying to get me surname, which is illegal to use a legal name. And, you know, so they're trying to get me to commit fraud to get them to look into the crime.
What's wrong with reporting crimes, what's the word, anonymously? Because they do have a policy, don't they, for that?
Yeah, but I think there's not that on the ad, because I tried to report the other day, just giving me first name. Oh, unless we've got your full name, we're not going to take anything off you. Well, they're asking me to commit fraud. So we've got the police asking you to commit fraud. That's what they're doing, and they don't even realise it. They haven't got a clue.
A message for good police officers out there.
Good police, you need to start standing up, because this is where the people need you. You know, we're seeing it everywhere, but we're seeing really good police that are doing the job, that are asking questions, and this is what we want, just ask the questions. And you can see the bad from the good, because the good that don't know what they're doing, they're asking the questions. You know, they want to put things right, and they want to be doing the job properly, but some won't acknowledge you, they turn away from you, they're arrogant. And they're the ones that are going to be in prison for the rest of their lives.
And a message for the bad police officers, who may be good police officers doing bad things unknowingly. However, they should reasonably understand that a lot of the things they do is questionable.
That's it. Well, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So, you know, they should be knowing what the job entails, and they should know that a warrant is only peaceful entry. They can get it easy. They can contact the CPS if they're not sure and say, can you give me a breakdown of exactly what we're doing when a warrant comes and what our procedure is, you know, after that, and what our powers are. That will be just there as an intermediate, and there for breach of the peace. That is it. Not getting ladders out of vans, not climbing up, terrorising ladies, watching bailiffs drag women downstairs is absolutely disgusting. You should be all ashamed of yourselves.
And rapid response.
Rapid response. We had a nice little thing from the Echo, grassroots organisation. Rapid response. We had a little mention, which was good. But yeah, it's getting where we want it to be. And this is what they need to realise. It's going to come to a point where we outnumber you, and then when we start getting you to swear your oath under the Constitution where it should be, then we start dividing you all. The ones that don't want to do that are the ones going to be in prison. The ones that have been doing the job properly but unaware of the law, now they want to put it right, are going to be signed onto a new oath, and they're going to be police in the streets, and we're back to where we need to be.
So how do people find rapid response?
You can go on, if you check the link on the start of BANAMAN's video, you can find the link for the chat group. Get on there, find your local area. Cheers.
Catch you later.
Thank you.
Now understand this, we're coming for you, every one of you, in a private criminal prosecution. There's evidence by my case you acted unlawfully. You had the police assisting bailiffs, the police supplying apparatus to get up in the windows, people climbing up the window, people dragging a disabled woman down the fucking stairs. And if anyone thinks that's okay, you're a piece of shit. If anyone's watching this and it's triggering you, and you're one of those fucking keyboard, get on Facebook, I'm well hard, all right, man up, all right? If you're a man, remember that, you've got testosterone. We're put here to defend the women and the children and the vulnerable. If all you're doing is sat there using templates and running keyboard warrior, you're part of the fucking problem.
I just want to say there's some women out there who've got bigger balls than men.
There's a lot of women. Women are putting the men to shame in this. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or what you are. All right, it's irrelevant. We've all made the same thing. Whether you believe in the Big Bang Theory, we're not the result of the Big Bang, we're the continuation of it. And if that's the mentality you want, we all come from the same atom, which means you're infinitely connected by string theory. So we're all one. I believe we're all a splinter of God spread out along this realm with our souls trapped in these bodies. But that's my beliefs.